Hopefully that thing doesn't get us. Okay, that wasn't scary at all. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Firmbie with you, and welcome back to the channel. Hey, it is great to have your company. Certainly do appreciate you popping by. Welcome back to FAR.Lone Sails, episode 8. It's a series we've just started recently here on the channel, and hopefully you're enjoying it as much as I am. Now, last episode, episode 7, we had some dramas and a lot of fires, a lot of repairs going on. And what we learnt for those who are playing at home, and if you're playing yourself, then I would strongly recommend when you get to that rainy part, then take shelter as much as you can. So I'm wondering whether that doesn't help the fire, whether it's acid rain. I don't know for some reason why the rain would, but it just seems that the more time we spend out in the rain, the more fires that we got, and we just could not get them under control. So that was last episode. This episode, we've just finished a last puzzle, just at the last section of the last episode. We're just about ready to move on. So let's see what other dangers and adventures we can get ourselves into as we move along through this barren tundra. Bit of a downhill run, so let's see if we can get some speed up. And whoa, talk about speed up. We jammed on the brakes pretty quickly just so that we can pick up these resources here. I wouldn't say we're running low on resources, but it's nice to have a few in as spares, so to speak. So I always like running with that energy meter nice and full. And we've got a barrel there. We haven't had barrels before, I don't think. Powering on. Making some weird and wonderful noises, but that's fine. Let's kick her in the guts to get up this hill a bit. Not a lot of windage going on there, but if we'll just keep an eye on that flag there, and if the wind does come up, then we'll be we'll be popping those sails up. So it looks like we're going to need some fuel. Need that one on there, and so full head of steam to get up this decline. Come on, girl. There you go. Ah, she's loving that. Now, just come off the throttle a little bit, because it's almost a timing thing where you can almost predict where things are going to appear. So, brake time. I mean, we could be using our vacuum cleaner and to be sucking things up at the back there, but it does take a little bit of energy to do that, and you know, it literally takes no time at all just to pop out at the back and grab whatever's laying around there. So, and away we go, onwards and upwards. At least we're not getting those spooky voices that were coming through our radio a little bit earlier on. I don't know whether you remember hearing those, and it's like kids' voices, very Blair Witch Project type of voices coming from the radio. It's a little bit spooky, to be honest. Oh, look at that, just a huge boost of speed there. And we've got sparks shooting out the back. I think that's a good thing. And we are saving. Again, just wandering across the open tundra there as the sun rises. Okay, I think we spoke too soon. A bit of music coming up on the radio. Okay, we've got spouters. Keep moving. Okay, we're gonna need some fuel. Pushing. I mean, it is pleasant music, so hey, look at that wheel spin. Oh my goodness gracious. Wow, why didn't my sails set? Because I didn't leave them up long enough, did I? Wait until the chain comes out, and now they're set. Nice. And we need some more fuelage here. Boink. Cruising out across the barren wastelands of the snow. I mean, I must admit this game is beautiful. The environment does change every now and again, and different ambient music, and hopefully that thing doesn't get us. Okay, that wasn't scary at all. I mean, look, at least we haven't got fires. Look, I'm not going to speak too soon, of course, but we seem to have been suffering from a lot of fires there for quite a while. Nice little head of steam up. And it'd be terrible if we could actually see what we're doing, but oh, ish. Coming up the decline there. And we're going to need some more fuel. Through that. And we got some more fuel there, so we'll just hit the skids and head back out and grab that fuel there. Hopefully there's no trains coming both ways. Now, for those who have been playing at home, yes, I know I have not been using the vacuum system very much, and perhaps I should, but yeah, for no specific reason, just haven't been using it. Now these are a pile of books, so that would certainly should. Yeah, there we go. Top up fuel. Okay, so let's just cruise along under sail power for a little while, and again just enjoy the ambience and the environment. Okay, so we are now on our next puzzle. Now we are stuck here. Now I wonder whether that will rotate. No. So what have we got going on? We got no obvious buttons that we need to press. We'll just take a bit of a wander around and see whether we can. Can't go anywhere that way. Okay, so we've got a box of resources over here, so we'll grab him. I don't know about the tailgate will. Yes, we got gear falling out the back, but that's fine. Curiouser. So there'll be some way I'm thinking of raising this platform up to. There's a broken wheel up on our left-hand side, left-hand side of this. Let's call it a silo. So I'm wondering. Doobity-doobity-doo. Okay, let's walk across the top and see whether we can't get to the other side, and whether there's any buttons, whoops, or things we can press to get this show on the road. So if we fall over this side, and no, it won't allow us to fall over there. Very interesting. Okay, I'm wondering whether we don't start the engines up and try to push that truck out of the way. Speaking of things in the way, get out of the way. Perhaps that might work. Oh, it looks like we might be on a winner here. Push that truck right out of the way, because that might be creating too much weight on this platform. Aha. That's what it was. So that brings us up to the next platform. Now, okay, so we've got some fuel supplies over here, so we'll grab that while we think of it. While we do think of it, we're taking a little, not much damage, but taking a little bit nonetheless. And now I did remember, I did actually put some lanterns and bits and bobs up the top there, but they don't last very long, they just simply fall off. So I'll have to remind myself next time not to not to do that. So just bear with me a moment. I'll just get some fuel supplies from down in the down in here and have those. I'll fill up my energy meter, and then we might get the welder out and just do some quick repairs on the old girl. I mean, it's not that broken, but again, I do like traveling with a full health machine. So let's talk amongst yourselves while we'll do some housekeeping, and we'll get back to the problem solving in a couple of minutes. Okay, so now we just redistributed some of our resources so they're a little bit closer to get to. Again, after the emergency situations we had last episode, I'd like to have some of these resources a little bit closer than we had last time. So what have we got going on over here? We've got a door that sort of opens, and it's not going to be enough for us to get through. Okie dokie. We've got a platform over there which has a square on it, like a block on it, hanging precariously from the edge there. So, and that's got a hook on it. Alright, well what about if we go up to the top of our machine, walk across the top, and see whether we can't activate something to trigger that coming down. Okay, nothing like walking under a suspended load. Nothing nothing dangerous about that at all. It's got a hook on it, but there's no way that I know to trigger that. And that door will only activate so far because that wheel is not turning. Why isn't that wheel turning? It's either broken or it hasn't got enough water. Okay, so how do we give it more water? I wonder if we can shoot our fire extinguisher at it. Does that sort of make sense? That's our water, you idiot. We want that one. Will our fire extinguisher get that far? Hey, aren't we clever little cookies? Hey? Just smarter than your average bear, I'll tell you now. Whee! Going up. Okay, now that wouldn't surprise me if that stops at that level there. We then use our winch to pull that over to do something else. That's what I'm sort of thinking. I mean, to have a winch here and a hook here, excuse me, and we go back in and winch it up. What's that going to do for us? Okay, that's going to do a lot. It appears to be doing a lot. Don't you just love these little puzzles? Problem solved. Okay, I'm just checking the time, and again, as I said before, being a bit mindful of our time, but I reckon we've got one more trip in us before we can wind this one up. So let's start her up, and again, see what trouble we can find ourselves in. No wind to speak. No, no, say that. No, the wind just picks up the course. If the wind does pick up, then we're certainly going to set that sail and use sail wind power rather. Get like that. And yeah, we'll just save a little bit on our power. We've got a few containers laying around, but it's not excessive, so we'll just wander along like this for a little while, and let's conserve our power a little bit, especially when we've got wind being in our favour, and it's a downhill run. So now we just clocked over 1,000 meters. Again, presuming that meterometer is in meters, so 2017 coming up on now. And looks like, speaking about coming up on things, looks like we're coming up on our next problem. So wind has just died down, so it won't be as good as time as any to just pop those sails down. So generally when we get close to civilization, our sails do need to be brought down so they don't take any damage. So let's do that and start the old engines up and we'll steam into town. Oops, not that far to very far to go at all. That didn't actually do any damage, did it? So let's release that brake. Looks like we might need to push that along. Question mark? It has got a hitch point there. Okay, doesn't seem to be doing a hell of a lot, to be honest, except wasting fuel. So speaking of fuel, let's get some fuel going. Yeah. You can go there and shaboink. It'll give us a full head of fuel. Awesome sauce. Now, again, it doesn't look. I mean, unless it's got some sort of brake mechanism on that cart there, because it. I mean, we'll keep pressing it. We'll keep pushing it rather, and it wasn't going terribly far. So, I don't know whether we don't climb out the back here. Aha! Activate the brake. Okay, we'll use that to cruise over here and see what it does. Probably not a lot. I don't want to go too far without my machine, of course. Now we'll see how we go pushing that cart again. We moved it along a little bit, didn't we? But it didn't go a great deal of distance. Yep, it's got a hell of a brake on it. Oh, of course, that makes sense. I'm wondering whether we don't see how it's got a hook and we've got a winch out the front there. Now that we've taken a little bit of damage. Go away, box. That sort of makes sense. Okay, so let's attach that to that. And then we'll climb back over the top and just keep bouncing on there. Go away. Keep bouncing on that trolley to pull us along the track. Make sense? That's what I'm sort of hoping. Because if this moves freely... Look at that. Even works and stuff. So a wise man once said, if it's stupid and it works, well, it's not stupid. And I'm happy just to bounce up and down and to make headroads on this railway line here. Obviously we weren't doing too much under steam. Looks like this might be the end of the road, literally. Under steam and with no wind, we weren't getting too far at all. What's this going to trigger? Anything? Or is it just the end of the line? It is the end of the line. Yep, that's doing 3/5 of NAFL. Okay, so we need to deattach. Thank you. Press button. He goes this way. Okay, I've got some resources out here that I could grab. I'm thinking we're going to jump off this railway line and continue on our merry way. That would be my guess, considering that I was able to go out there and collect this. I don't think we'll continue on with that staying on the railway track. I reckon we'll bounce off. Yep, as I thought. And continue on our merry way. Still no wind, so there's no point putting our sails up. And we'll just come off the throttle a little bit. Oh, there's a resource there that will... Actually, let's activate the... Oh, missed him. Okay. We'll go back and Oh, we didn't turn the vacuum off. That's going to waste all our fuel. And we do have some wind at the moment, but let me pop out and grab this fuel and we can set sail, literally set sail, and continue our journey across the barren tundra. Uppity up. And we might just pop this box up here. Preparation. Up we go. Set this sail. Dun, da, da, da. Sail is set. And away we go again. If we want a little bit more speed, of course, we can activate our engines. But look, if we got a little bit of wind there, we'll keep powering on under wind. Okay, that ice is worrying me a little bit. Go away. That ice is worrying a little bit because it's making some creaky, grainy noises. So we might just speed up our progress a little bit here. Oops. And taking the damage there. Ending by a handbrake. And handbrake. Sneak a little bit closer to it. Again, we need to be right up against the wall to activate. Handbrake on so we don't move anywhere. And we could probably do a little bit of repairs, but look, I'm going to wind it up there. We've finished a fair bit today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for your company. Certainly do appreciate it, and I'll look forward to it in the next one.